All right, I got a quick little video for you today about picking the right drill bits as a beginner. I had to do some drilling on the drill press back there, and it kind of got me to thinking about drills and all that, and how this would be a good video for beginners to learn about the spade bit or the paddle bit. It's a bit that you see in most hardware stores, sold in sets, and it's just kind of flat, and it's got two sharp edges and a point that keeps it, centered in the wood. And you tend to buy this when you're a beginner because it's sold in a set and you see it and you think you need it. But I bought a set years and years and years ago, and I realized that I don't use them very much at all anymore. And there's some reasons why, and that's what this video is about. It's the reasons why not to use paddle bits or spade bits, and the drills that you can buy that are much, much better than it. And then at the very end, I'll tell you what the spade bit is really good for. So if you have that purpose, it's probably the best thing to use for that. So we'll get started. So when you go to the hardware store, you often see packages of these spade bits or paddle bits, or you might call them something else. And you pick them up and then you start using them. And they'll cut good, and they'll cut fairly good holes, but they have some peculiarities that aren't very good. And one of them is, if you get too wide of a paddle bit, like this is a 15/16, so any wider than, I'd say 5/8, it's going to take a lot of torque in the drill to turn that paddle in the wood. And that's okay when you're starting out, but once you get deeper into that hole, you start hitting the sides of it with the paddle, with the edges of the paddle bit, and that causes a lot of torque on your drill. And it will even stop some cordless drills if you don't have a big enough battery or whatever. And so I always use them with the corded drill because you need that extra torque to keep it spinning. And it's because that paddle's hitting the side, and it just puts enough leverage on it and it'll stop it. Another reason I don't really like them is if you drill out a hole all the way through, you don't have anything for that point to bite into anymore. And so what happens if you drill a 15/16 hole like this, and then you need that hole to be an inch in diameter? Well, you can't line up the bit and turn it because you don't have wood for that point to go into. And you can't drill a guide hole in a scrap piece of wood because it's hard to turn this paddle inside of it once you get it going. So you can't upsize your hole with these paddle bits. They're just really hard to use. And especially if you get one that's, not overly sharp, they just tend to not be very good. They're also not very good for remodeling, like if you're drilling holes for wiring or plumbing, because you're often in an awkward position. And if you put any kind of lean or whatever in that bit, you'll bind it in the hole. So I don't recommend these things at all. What I do recommend people getting And it depends on what you really want to do. If you're just drilling plumbing holes or electrical, get you an auger bit like this one, or like the ones they sell in the hardware store. These are much, much better to control, and especially if you put a little bit of a kink in it, it won't bind like the paddle bit will. And plus it has a little screw tip that'll help feed it. So these are really good for remodeling, and it's not worth using the paddle bit on. If you're using woodwork, if you're using it for woodworking, I suggest getting a set of Forstner bits like this one I have here. And these come in different sizes, and Forstner bits are really good at drilling clean-sided, flat-bottom holes. Because they're precision ground, they're circular, and they don't bind very easily at all. So this is what I would, if you're using paddle bits for woodworking, I would buy a set of Forstner bits. You'll get way more use out of these than you will a set of paddle bits. And paddle bits, they'll also tear out the wood real bad and leave a real unclean hole. They're just not that great, and I don't know, people sell them. The only thing they got going for them, aside from the thing I'm going to tell you at the end, is they're cheaper. They're a little cheaper than the Forstner bits and the auger bits. The other thing, if you need a hole that's a little wider than usual, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, that is a horrific hole to drill with a paddle bit. And so I suggest, if you have to cut a hole that much in diameter, to get just a hole saw. And these are really good. They cut really well in wood. Maybe not the cleanest sided hole like a Forstner bit would do, but you can also cut through mild steel with it, like a steel-clad door. So these are really, really good, and a good choice if your situation calls for it. Now, the last thing that I'm going to say is what the paddle bit is good for. The paddle bit, I think the only real use for it is to make your own custom drill. If you're making something for candles, you want a tapered hole. And what you can do with the paddle bit is you can make tapered holes. If you grind the sides to a taper on each side, then you can make a tapered hole with this. And that's like probably the only use I would ever use these things for, is like a custom tapered hole. That's something that you can't do with a Forstner bit very easily. It's a lot of grinding, and I wouldn't do it on an expensive Forstner bit. You'll mess it up. So I wouldn't do it on this, and you'd kind of cut into the teeth on the edge too. But a paddle bit, you can grind these to a pretty good taper, and they'll still cut just fine. So that's what the only way I'd use this is if I wanted to save the money, or I wanted a tapered hole for like a candlestick or what have you. So anyway, that concludes this video for paddle bits. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.